For 20 years, I haven't been alone. I've shared my home, my life, with something, or someone that isn't exactly living. This isn't a story I've told many people. It's not for a movie. It's not for shock value. It's my reality, and today, I want to share it with you. It all started when I was a teenager. My family moved into this old house, a beautiful place with creaky floors and a history we knew nothing about. At first, it was small things. A whisper of my name when no one was home, the distinct feeling of being watched in an empty room. I told my parents, but they brushed it off as an old house settling or an overactive imagination. I tried to believe them. I really did. But the experiences didn't stop. They just became more personal. I'd be doing homework, and a book would slide off the shelf right in front of me. Not just fall, but slide. Like it was pushed. I'd come home to find my bedroom door, which I always left open, firmly shut. The air would suddenly turn cold in one specific spot in the hallway. A chill so deep it felt like stepping into a walk-in freezer. It was unnerving, but strangely, it never felt malicious. It felt more like someone trying to get my attention, like a child playing a prank. One night, I was up late, studying for a final exam. I was exhausted, stressed, and on the verge of giving up. Suddenly, I heard a soft humming coming from the corner of my room. It was a simple, sweet melody, almost like a lullaby. I froze, listening. It wasn't the radio. It wasn't a neighbor. It was right there, in the room with me. And in that moment, instead of fear, I felt an overwhelming sense of calm. It was like someone was trying to soothe me, to tell me it was going to be okay. I passed that exam, by the way. As I grew older, the presence became a familiar part of my life. I went off to college, and for 4 years, the house was quiet for me. But the moment I moved back in after graduation, it started again, almost as if it was waiting for me. I'd be cooking, and the spice jar I needed would be sitting on the counter, separate from the others. I'd lose my keys, and after searching everywhere, I'd find them in the most obvious place, a place I know I had already looked 10 times. I started talking to it. It felt silly at first, talking to thin air. Okay, very funny. Where did you hide my glasses this time? I'd say, and more often than not, I'd turn around and there they were, sitting on the coffee table. It became a strange sort of companionship. I was never truly alone. Friends who stayed over had their own experiences. One friend swore she saw a shadow figure of a young boy dart down the hallway. Another woke up in the middle of the night because she heard a child's laughter coming from the living room. Some were terrified, others were fascinated. For me, it was just normal. I did some research into the history of the house. It took a while, digging through old town records. I found out that in the early 1900s, a family lived here who lost their young son, a boy named Thomas, to a sudden illness. He was only 8 years old. The records described him as a playful but quiet boy. It clicked. The pranks, the humming, the non-threatening nature of it all. It wasn't a monster. It was a child. Once I learned his name, everything changed. I started referring to him as Thomas. "Good morning, Thomas," I'd say when I came downstairs, leaving for work now. "Thomas, please don't make a mess." The activity seemed to become even more gentle, more responsive. It felt less like a haunting and more like having a very, very shy roommate. There were times when his presence was incredibly profound. A few years ago, I was going through a really tough breakup. I was heartbroken, sitting on the floor of my living room, just crying. The house was completely silent. Then, I felt it, a light, gentle pressure on my shoulder. Like a small hand. It rested there for just a moment, a silent gesture of comfort. In my darkest moment, this little spirit, this echo of a lifelong past, was there for me. I wasn't alone in my pain. People ask me why I don't move, why I would choose to live in a haunted house, but how could I leave? This has been my home for over 2 decades, and in a strange way, Thomas is part of my family now. He's seen me grow from a teenager into an adult. He's been my silent companion through triumphs and heartaches. His presence is a constant reminder that there's more to this world than what we can see. that connections can be formed across boundaries we don't even understand. Living with a ghost isn't what you see in the movies. For me, it hasn't been about terror or jump scares. It's been about patience, understanding, and a very unique kind of friendship. It's a quiet, strange, and beautiful journey that I wouldn't trade for anything. He's not a ghost that haunts my house. He's a spirit that shares my home. So, that's my story. 20 years of ghostly company. I know it might be hard for some to believe, and that's okay. But it's my truth. It's been a journey of learning to coexist with the unexplained and finding comfort in the most unexpected of places. Thanks for letting me share it with you. Have you ever experienced something you just can't explain? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching.